Thanks for coming with me. I was really freaked out about today. It's gonna be fine, Laura. We're gonna be in and out. It's nothing serious. Nobody dies in a dental office, okay? It is serious. He's freaking gonna hold my mouth open with some crazy metal apparatus and pull my teeth out with a wrench. It's freaking Texas Chainsaw, the Great Tooth-Ripping Massacre. It's just a filling. Laura Reed? Hey, it's your call, go. You're not gonna come with me? Laura Reed? Yes, she's right here, she's going. You're all on your own now, but I'll be waiting for you right here. Oh, and grab me a few lollipops from the reception while you're there. Maybe even one of those cool toothbrushes. It had been about 2 weeks since Laura had been experiencing a strange pain in her jaws. But despite the pain, Laura hated all things related to strapping her down and cutting her open or pulling something out or drilling something into her. Wouldn't anyone and everyone be afraid of that? Laura would have put off the checkup if it weren't for her friend Erica, who picked up the phone and scheduled the visit this morning. It's been enough, Laura. You're being too much. You can't even eat properly anymore. You're drooling like a kid. Laura was rather forced to get into the car with Erica, who, being a great friend, or maybe just a toothbrush lover, came to the dentist with her. The receptionist escorted Laura to the room and told her to sit. Laura sat down in the chair, horrified as the nurse lifted her position and clipped on the dental bib. She felt like she was being chained around her neck, her heart beating fast as she heard the nurse tinkering with the metal surgical equipment. Sweat started to trickle from her forehead as she tried to calm herself. It's just a filling, not a killing. That's when Laura heard a deep voice.
Miss Laura Reed, you're in for a filling, right? You're in for a filling, right, Mrs. Reed?
Laura finally snapped out of it when she realized the nurse tapping her shoulder before she left. The doctor was here, taking a look at Laura's x-rays. Laura nervously whispered, "Yes?" Dr. Patterson passed Laura a glance and paused. He raised his brow and stared at her. "Are you all right?" Yeah, I'm fine." Dr. Patterson picked up a few tissues and wiped the sweat off of Laura's forehead, staring into her eyes. Laura nervously laughed out, taking the tissue. That was so weird. Why was he staring at her like that? Was there something on her face? Dr. Patterson suddenly smiled. "Sorry. It's hard to take eyes off of a beautiful smile like that. So what kind of filling would you like? Vanilla or chocolate? Or you want to go for something different, like salted caramel?" "What?" "Just a joke to lighten the mood. It won't hurt a bit, trust me." Yeah, isn't that what all the doctors say? And then you hear the maniacal laughter, the thunder roaring in the air and the patients screaming. "I'm sure you'll find me comforting, Laura," Dr. Patterson said, lifting Laura up higher. But just when he took a lock of Laura's hair and tucked it in behind her ear, things went from being scary to being creeped out by his gestures. What was this guy doing? "What a nice smile you have." "I'm not even smiling." Shh, it's time to get started," he said, placing the aspirator in her mouth. The filling took about 20 minutes, and sure, it didn't really hurt, but Laura had been uneasy the whole time about the way Dr. Patterson kept looking at her, and going on and on with his praises. "Do you go to the dentist often? I see why they call them pearly whites now. You really do have pearls in your mouth." "I've had patients come in for transplants, but your teeth are just perfect. Beautiful, just beautiful." And every now and then, he took tissues and wiped off Laura's cheek and chin and refused to let Laura do it herself. It's all right, I can do it myself." No, you relax. It's my duty." Okay." Laura couldn't wait to get out of there. However, when she finally did, Dr. Patterson came out as well, following her. "Miss Reed, do come back again next week for your follow-up." "She sure will. Hi, I'm Erica, Laura's friend." "Hello, nice to meet you." Laura had no wishes to stay in the dentist any longer after that bizarre dental appointment. "We're kinda getting late, Erica. We should get going." "Late for..." Late for what? Let's go, Laura said, pulling Erica out of the office. Why the freak were you flirting with him? That guy was a creep. I'm not coming here again. What? He was Prince Charming, a handsome doctor, and you're gonna let that out of your hands? No, he was being really odd. Laura told Erica what happened inside, but for the ones who weren't there to witness the freak show Laura did, they'd say, "Aw, he was so nice. He was complimenting you. What a good dentist. He even wiped after you." No, no, no. That's called invading my personal space. He was looking at me like a perv. Stop judging, Laura. He seems to be a nice guy. And if you don't want to grab the opportunity, I think I'm going in for a dental checkup myself tomorrow. Get myself a date. For the first 2 days or so, the pain Laura was experiencing seemed to be lessened. But it returned with an awful toothache. Laura didn't know what to do except for wait it out. She didn't want to meet Dr. Clarence again. But as the week neared its end, the toothache only worsened, and the phone calls started to come in. Laura thought the first 2 were just reminders until the phone calls continued non-stop to attend her next appointment. And the weirdest part of all was when Laura didn't show up the next Saturday and she received a message from Dr. Clarence Patterson himself. I missed seeing your beautiful smile today. Is everything all right? Why did you miss your appointment? You shouldn't delay the visits. I rescheduled the appointment myself. I'll be waiting for you tomorrow at 3 p.m. See you, my shining pearl. What was that? Laura cringed, putting down the phone. There was no way she was ever going to visit Dr. Clarence the Creepster again. However, when she blocked the number, she started being harassed with numerous letters from the office. Laura didn't even open them. She dropped them straight into the garbage before returning back inside. Although her toothache didn't seem to get better, Laura soon began to forget the strange experience she had. But it was a few days later, when Erica and Laura finally got the chance to hang out at a cafe again downtown, that something quite odd happened. The two were gossiping by the window seat when Erica suddenly shoved Laura, furrowing her brows. Is that Dr. Clarence Patterson? Where? Laura was shocked to see Dr. Clarence across the street, and if she wasn't mistaken, she had caught him staring at her. Is he following me around? I knew he was weird. What is wrong with this guy? Maybe he just wants to go out with you. Say yes, say yes. Money and love? Or at least a happy smile till the end of time. What a cute love story. That's just freaky, Erica. He's stalking me. Isn't this illegal? You think I should call the police or something? No. What's wrong with you, Laura? Just give him a chance. It's not like he's some homeless serial killer out on the loose. He's a doctor. People know him and praise him. He's not a doctor. He's a phony dentist. The pain has only gotten worse since the day I visited him. I'd rather go to a different dentist. And you think you're gonna find yourself another friendly dentist like him? Do you even remember how scared you were before that day? Texas Chainsaw, the Great Tooth-Ripping Massacre, ring a bell? He wasn't friendly. He was over-friendly. Over-friendly people are creepy stalkers, potential Texas Chainsaw tooth rippers. Laura and Erica eventually put the incident off as a coincidence. Although Dr. Clarence's office was on the other side of town, nearly 2 hours away, but maybe he was just chilling out here for some reason, on that specific day, at that specific time. Well, at least according to Erica, that was the first time, and the second time, and the third freaking time they spotted him around them. Over the next week, Laura had spotted Dr. Clarence at the same supermarket she went to, jogging at the same park where she went to exercise. And the most freakiest of all experiences was when she was waiting at a red light, and guess who happened to drive up in the car next to her? Laura was getting a little fed up and paranoid. Things were getting out of hand, not just because a creepy doctor was stalking her, who somehow knew where she was and when she would be there, but her toothache refused to heal itself no matter what she did. Laura finally decided to get checked out again and booked an appointment at a more reliable dentist, hopefully. The waiting room was at its brink with people, but Laura was alright this time, knowing a lot of people trusted this guy. However, as Laura lay there anxiously on the chair in the doctor's office, the doctor came in with a strange look on his face. He didn't waste any time and started examining her mouth. "Aha, so this is what I was looking at in the x-rays," he said, pinching onto something in Laura's mouth. He lifted the pincher in the air, looking closely at something that had been stuck in her teeth. "But how did this get inside your filling? This looks like a GPS tracking chip." "What? A tracking chip? That's how he knew where I always was. That creep." After that horrifying discovery, Laura got a thorough dental examination. It was only when the doctors assured her that they had removed the chip that she finally felt a little relieved. Over the next few days, her toothache went away. Dentist Clarence Patterson was arrested, and his license was suspended. Apparently, Laura wasn't the only person he was stalking. Things were finally resorted, but Laura was still quite disturbed by what she went through. Let alone dentist Clarence the Creepster, she didn't know if she would be able to trust any dentist again. Who's this Clarence Patterson? Is he new to the field? That girl was developing periodontitis from the improper implantation of the tracking chip. So unprofessional. My assistant can do the procedure with his eyes closed. That's why we're the #1 trustworthy dentist in town. All of our patients have such beautiful smiles. Click on the subscribe button and check out more awesome videos on our channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon because you know it's interesting.